This is WZOB Fort Payne, 100.9 FM and 1250 AM.
Fort Payne has re-elected Bryan Bain as mayor. It's got 4 of the 5 city councilmen elected, and we've got one of the other candidates here for the runoff today at Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Welcome in. It's 11 o'clock. It's Thursday. It is WZOB. That means it's time for Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Brian Northcutt, Steve Chambers, and Holly Allen here down in the dungeon of FPTV as we broadcast live from Fort Payne High School. WZOB 1250 AM, 100.9 FM. You can also find us on WZOBradio.com. If you'll go click the Listen Live button, you can locate us there, also on live Facebook live streaming. And at some point in the future, Holly's going to archive some of these shows on YouTube. Not sure exactly when that's going to happen, but it will be in the future.
No, there are old shows. There are old shows, and I think, what hasn't been archived is still on Facebook. So I just got to do that. I think
episode 26 is live and hot right now.
26.
Here we go. 26.
Man.
Can you believe it, Steve? 26 episodes.
No, I really can't. Half a year.
So, yep, that is true.
Wow. Thanks, guys.
Well, thank you.
No, I mean, thank you guys. I was actually thinking thanks to our sponsors and
Absolutely.
thanks to the listeners. We're getting just a lot of great response.
That's it. It has grown.
Yeah.
It's grown
I
pretty
have a
well.
question for you before we get into our
All right, come on.
script.
Yeah, it's real scripted, isn't it?
You know, my brother's in Arizona.
Yeah.
He's been in those dust storms, but he's golfing. Of course, those guys, they golf in a dust storm. They don't care. Are you familiar with Troon, Troon North, one of Dana Garmon's courses in Arizona?
Yes, I think I've heard of it.
Well, that's where they're going today, and I was trying to act like it meant something to me, but I don't have any idea what he's talking about. So,
you should just give him one of them. Wow,
I did.
Jim, that's fantastic. I just can't believe you get to do that.
I just said behave yourself. That always is applicable to Jim. So I was just checking.
So it has been one heck of a week for Bryan and Steve and Holly since the last time we met with you guys here in the studio. We have had a candidate forum.
Yes.
We've had an election. Well, we had a football broadcast, our first football game, which was insane, the ending there.
Yeah.
So,
Hotel Moore explained one of those rulings to me yesterday.
okay. We've had an election. And then we were invited to, so most of you know that we were there, saw us live streaming, mostly live streaming.
Mostly, sorry.
So many of them saw us that we started freezing up.
Yeah,
That's right.
I think that's what it was, that if we get too many people
Really?
watching at one time, yes, and I know this, and I told Steve, I know this because Monk and Sammy on their scoreboard report when we first started broadcasting
Interesting.
that, we would just take it off the stream, but it would buffer because they had so many people watching it on
Wow.
Facebook. I think that's what happened. I know we got over 300-something people at one time.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So it's your fault. It's not our fault.
Yeah. Yep.
So I don't know. I thought could have been our Wi-Fi, but sorry about all that technical stuff.
Well, we made it. We made it through, and whoop. Time for the kids to go to lunch. Y'all go to lunch.
I was about to ask you, where are your students?
They're over there right now
They
in
were
class.
here when it mattered.
That's right. My
They helped.
second block was here to help Miss Holly set everything up. Were they helpful?
I'm loving this. Yes.
And I we spoke of it at the election results. I do have the video, and it's pretty good, of lunch with Santiago and Brandon.
All right.
Awesome.
What are they discussing?
What a compliment. That's awesome.
Oh, it was so, when I walked by the computer screen, I mentioned this on Facebook the other night at the election results, when I walked by the classroom and saw Sam. So we'll watch a little bit of that later.
I noticed Holly talking to him, and I said, "Oh, we're in trouble."
What?
And as Steve mentioned,
The
Mike
next
Grant.
generation.
Yes, that's right.
it.
Mike Grant's in studio, actually right now, waiting to, he'll come on at the bottom of the hour. We'll talk with him. He and Scotty Vaughn are in the runoff, which, as we mentioned on the live Facebook stream, is I don't know if y'all felt this, it just felt weird to have it go the way it went and then end up with just 2, expecting it to be at least 6 if not 8.
Yeah.
guys in the
Imagine
runoff.
that's unprecedented.
I was about to ask. I'd like to know the history if there's ever been another time.
So that'll be an interesting watch to see how the next 6 weeks campaign unfolds, and that runoff election on September 23rd. So excited about having him in studio, and we scheduled this not knowing exactly what was going to happen. He said, well, if I'm not in the runoff, I don't know what we'll talk about, but he's in the runoff, so we'll have a discussion with him in a little bit about that. Saw some other things on Facebook. We've got lots of things on. You got a rant today, Steve? You may have one.
Come on, Steve.
It's a mini. It's one of our viewers.
Yeah, go ahead and tell about that.
She also helps me at SOS. It's Celia Davenport. That's a dentist here in town.
Yeah.
She said, well, it turns out she's a history buff.
Okay.
How about that?
You got Steve there.
So she knew exactly what you were talking about.
So set it up, what we were talking about the other night on the election results.
Somehow,
I don't even know how we got there.
we got off on the lady that voted against entering World War II after the attack on Pearl Harbor.
Yep.
And I couldn't think of the lady's name.
And that's the only one, right? One dissenting vote on
Yeah.
the war, World War II.
Right. So it was 534 to 1. So
She got herself in the history books.
yeah, and then
So you got a whole page printout of it.
Celia sent this a background on her, and she claims to be a Republican from Montana, but we know that's not the party of Lincoln, Reagan, Bush, and Trump. So I don't know why she voted against it, but we'll go into that a little later why she did it.
Okay.
Apparently she's buried in Montana, and I'd like to go visit her grave.
Steve.
Drink a gallon of water and do the Thrive Outdoor Watering Tip of the Week. So anyway.
You don't get that one?
No.
Okay,
I
well,
don't.
good. Then we're just going to leave it at that.
Okay. I'm sure everybody else does. Things often
we
go
always
flying over
explain
my
things to
head.
Holly after the show, after it's too late to
You got to
delete
follow.
it.
Well, first off, you got to know Steve's roads. Like, he's got a couple roads that he's going to drive down, and you just got to know. Okay, that's this road. Here we go. And so that's where he was heading down the road. That I saw where he was.
We'll talk about Miss Rankin later.
Okay, so last check on the. So let's go back to the candidate forum. We got candidate forum. We got Scottsboro game. We got election results. But so last I looked, just a few minutes ago, we were at 11,100 views
On the forum?
on the forum.
That's awesome. Hey, I thought it went really well.
I thought so too. I really enjoyed it.
Do you think they're going back and looking at Mike's answers and?
I wonder that'd be a good.
Yeah,
Vaughn's
they ought
answer.
to.
Or they don't have
ought
Vaughn's
to.
answers.
Nope.
Because he wasn't there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he let
My
us
bad.
know.
He told us on air.
Yeah, well, he had already scheduled something, and that's totally understandable because we did
Go ahead,
like
Steve.
commit last minute.
Here he goes.
Go ahead, Steve.
Here he goes.
He said he's putting things in envelopes to put in the teacher's
yeah.
mailbox.
Yeah,
That's what he said. isn't
it is what he said. So some sort of service, I'm sure.
I
he was
know.
doing.
I'm just kidding. Steve, you can see Steve wind up on that.
But you can go to YouTube and see Scotty's full lunch with Bryan and Steve.
That's true. Yep.
So
he was
early, like
he
April.
was the first like candidate. We had Walter on and we had Brian on and Lynn on.
Yeah.
But they weren't.
They were incumbents.
At that time, they weren't necessarily candidates.
Yeah.
They hadn't announced officially, had they?
I don't think
said
maybe
they were
they
thinking about.
I think
it.
Walter knew he was going to, and Brian knew he was going to, but it wasn't. They weren't there for campaign purposes.
Right.
And so I think Scotty was the first guest that was
Yep.
strictly for a campaign. So.
Yep.
It'll be-
So and we only got
Yeah.
7 views, so it's not your fault.
There we go. I think it's
Yeah,
back.
we're back. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, glitchy Facebook.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So what it was?
We
it
don't
wasn't
have.
the viewership.
Are we on Spectrum here at the station? What are we on?
No, here. I have no idea.
I mean, here, not the station, at the school.
I have no idea.
They've been having trouble lately. As
Spectrum
far as
has.
yes, they were down.
Yeah.
Like yeah. So anyway,
All right. So then we have the election results night, which went about 2 hours longer than I thought it was going to go, or at least an hour longer. We were completely unprepared for that.
yeah. I told Brian 6:30
mathematically
to
speaking.
8:30.
Mathematically speaking,
Yeah. We refuse to use our calculators. No, I can do this. There's no letters in it. So Keep them updated.
And the 6s on those little, it looked like a Target receipt that they were printed out on,
Yeah.
and the 6 looked like an 8. So we shorted somebody
wow.
20 votes one time.
Well, so did who was that
We sh-
station that got Walter's numbers really wrong? Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, they had Walter listed as a total of 67 votes.
So
Oh,
It was-
6, 7.
No,
That's
it
a
was
new
like
thing.
we
That's a trend. That's
6,
a
7.
kid thing.
Yeah,
we,
I've heard.
we messed up on Clint's.
Yeah, we
for a little while.
we got
Like-
blistered by a few folks on Facebook.
Like he had, we said 64, and he had more than that, and most.
Yeah,
of
I
the,
did not add his. Man, that was hard.
precincts. Yeah, it was
We should have
on the
had.
fly.
I think even Mike mentioned it when he came on after the election results. Was somebody should just. I mean, just plug it in. Don't bring us that sheet. Bring us one that's updated with all the numbers on it, so
Yeah.
we can.
Yeah, but what fun is that?
What fun is that?
That's no
Watch
fun.
us struggle with math on the air. I'm just got my head buried down, trying to figure out. So
Well, I think that might be the first Facebook Live election result in Fort Payne. So
Well, yeah.
usually we just
we
go
didn't raise
live on the
bar too high.
radio.
We can do better next time.
Usually we
I
just
didn't know
go
we were going to
live
have
when
to
we
do all
it
that. I
figured
thought they
out.
were just going to hand us like, here they are, and I didn't know we were going to have to do math.
work.
Everybody was asking me what is Claire doing. I said she's helping with the math. Why didn't you give her a chair?
I know it. Yeah. Well, yeah.
I don't know. I should have.
All right, well, let's take our first commercial break. We'll come back with the Thrive Outdoor Garden Tip of the Week and Chris Dura. You're listening or watching Lunch with Bryan and Steve. We'll be right back.
Get your Christmas shopping done early this year at Tracy's. More than a flower shop, Tracy's carries cute and thoughtful gift ideas for the whole family. Come in Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5, Saturdays 9 to noon, or check out Tracy's new website at Tracy's LLC and call to make your order. Delivery is available. Follow their Facebook page to stay current as new items will be arriving throughout the season. Tracy's Florist is located on Galt Avenue in North Fort Payne. Tracy's, your local flower shop for every occasion. Stop treating your home like a storage bin. Make room for living with Wilson Storage. No matter the need or budget, Wilson Storage has the solution for you. They have gated standard units and climate control units. They have security cameras, alarms on every door, and 24-hour access. You can even rent or pay your bill online. Just go to wilsonstorage.com or call 256-845-1530. Wilson Storage is family owned and been serving our community since 1988. Wilson Storage in Fort Payne.
This is Marshall Henderson, pastor of First Baptist Church of Fort Payne, Alabama, and you're listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve.
All right, we're back. Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Bryan Northcutt, Steve Chambers, Holly Allen down in the dungeon of FPTV. We're live in studio, and we are ready for the Thrive Outdoor Garden Tip of the Week. And on the WZOB hotline, we have Chris Dura.
Oh, no, we don't.
No, we
Wait.
don't. Never mind. Hold on. Holly's got to plug you in, Chris. Just give it a second. Hang on. Where's the other end? It's right behind your box. Right? No, it ain't. Come on, Holly. Come on, Holly. Let's go.
That's a good eye picking that out.
Talk. Okay, Steve. So before we get Chris,
So, what's up with that? Was that a whole other
my students have my students have taken a picture of me from somewhere.
I've heard that.
So we have,
You don't look happy in
and
it.
put it on George Costanza's body on the portrait up there. So there's actually another one, if you want to look at it right here on the back of this microphone. There's another little picture of me. They're putting pictures of me everywhere, and so how are you, Holly? We good?
I think so. Golly.
And this is this is an FPTV hat. So it's the FPTV hat, and it's also an FPTV hat. This is double meaning. So.
There, you get the cream of the crop.
That's it.
And this,
So I like to demonstrate. Our kids have shown some creativity. So I've tried to do the right brain, left brain group in this crowd. Are we close?
do you actually give grades, or do you just
Not yet.
If they get through this, Mom and Dad wants to see something.
The ones who
on the 9
produced
weeks.
this video we're going to show get an A. I'll tell you that right now. Are we ready? Yeah, you got it. All right, here we go. On the Thrive Outdoor Garden Tip of the Week, which we got it up there. Thrive Outdoor Garden Tip of the Week. Chris Dura with Thrive Outdoor is on the hotline. Chris, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. Is Holly good? Is she good now?
Yeah, she's okay now. She's
She took a pill. And
just
she's
a
doing much
smidge frazzled, but not too bad. She's okay.
Got you. Well, how are you guys doing?
We are doing fantastic. Enjoying episode 26. How many have you been on? Do you know? You've been on about half of them, hadn't you?
I think I've been on all but one or two. Holly got me early.
Oh, there you go. Well, good. Well, I thought our Scottsboro broadcast was improving. Me trying to do the FPTV and the broadcast and wearing 2 sets of headsets. That's a blast. I know y'all probably look at me sometimes and go, "Are you gonna say something?" And I'm just kind of staring off, trying to figure out what's going on over there on the other side.
I thought you were speaking in tongues one night. But
And I've got 2 little microphones that switch. And Holly said, "I can hear you on there."
Yeah, so I told Bryan, so if anybody hears Bryan go, get on the 20, get on the 20, get on the 20, get on the 20, he's talking to his classmate, his kids. He's not talking.
Did y'all hear Holly tell me to quit breathing?
I didn't say that.
She said, quit breathing, and so I did, and then I passed out, and then when I woke up, I involuntarily started breathing again, and the look of disappointment on her face.
Seriously.
Unbelievable.
When you go.
All right, Chris. So,
where I stand,
how are things down at Thrive Outdoor? What you got going on?
Doing pretty good, man. It's hot. Trying to close this season out. I wish the grass would stop growing so we could slow down on the mowers.
Yeah.
Amen.
Are you changing your blades and you checking your oil on there and rotating your belts and
rotating your everything, checking on, making sure it's still going, making sure you're not slinging rocks through somebody's window. Yeah, we do it all.
I'm not changing a blade this late in the season, I don't think. Well, I say that, but it falls off or something.
So what is our garden tip of the week, Chris?
All right, I got a couple of things for you. Steve's going to love this one. Steve, you've been listening. I got a word for you.
Mothballs. Nope, sorry.
We're going to talk about eastern tent caterpillars. I know it's a little late in the season. You guys probably know them. It's the ones that make the libs you see up in pecan trees or cherry trees or fruit trees. You know, just an ugly net that gets in. Here's Steve's word for today. In the crotch of the limbs.
Did you say crutch or crotch?
I said the crotch of the limbs.
I don't know if you can say that word on the radio, Chris.
All right.
So you got
hold up.
Oh my gosh.
But that is the technical
What do you spray on that?
Tinactin.
You got to see the doctor for that one, Steve. That's what they call where 2 limbs meet. That's the crotch. So the eastern tent caterpillars love to build their nest in the crotch of the tree.
So you don't call your urologist, you call your horticulturist, right?
That's correct. Most people around here probably get them out the old-fashioned way. Just put a broomstick up in the crotch of the tree and
that's the old-fashioned way.
I wonder if that's how we got that slang word. Is that how we got the slang word?
Sure.
All right, so straight up, Chris. Straight up, Chris. What do we do when we have bugs in our crotch?
So let's get Steve back on track. Well, you can cut the limb out, which is that's the last.
Yes, it is.
Or you can spray some chemicals on it. That'll get rid of them too.
I bet.
But I'm saying all that to say that's usually a spring to early summer visible thing. But here in the fall, you start seeing the caterpillar eggs, building there in the crotch of the limbs of the tree.
I hate it when that happens.
Stop saying it, Chris.
All right, let's get off that. I got one more tip. Let's get off the crotch of the trees.
Okay.
Steve's gonna be rolling around for days after this one. All right, going to the fall. This is a good time for your fall color planting. So it's a good time to plant marigolds and mums and snapdragons. Those are good fall, late summer flowers to carry you through to about Thanksgiving before pansy season.
Before what?
Pansy season,
So
Steve.
we're back on track. And Steve with us.
You should have started with this and then went the other.
Okay.
And Steve
Fancy
with us,
season's
and
after
y'all-
football, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay, wait a minute. So Mike just looked it up. Origin of the word. It's from crutch. One theory suggests crotch is a variant or alteration of crutch. The first crutches, which were simply wooden supports, were likely made from the crutch of the, no, it does say crotch, the crotch of the tree, where limbs divide.
Yes.
So
You knew you were doing this. You did this on purpose, didn't you?
Is Holly second guessing my terminology?
Have you ever
No.
worked with Holly before?
Mike Gray.
Yes, she will tell me I'm getting it wrong. I need to look or research some other ways.
And she'll do it confidently too. Like she will second guess you and just believe. I mean, you got a degree, Chris. That don't matter. Holly done looked it up.
Like
no.
she already knew it was
Mike
gonna
Grant
happen.
looked it up. Okay? He's the one that brought it to me. I was wondering, I didn't question him one bit. I wanted to know if that's
All right.
where we got the word that we
Okay.
use, the slang word.
All right, so getting off all that, guys, what about the voodoo that went on last Friday night at the Wildcat
Oh my
Stadium?
gosh. Yeah. Steve still hadn't come down. He's still.
I talked to Coach Elmore. Actually, he looked me up. I thought I was afraid he was going to fire me or something. But he said he kind of had me believing the call on the safety.
He kind of did. What are you, Holly, on this one now?
Yeah, that was,
Did he
I
say
guess
he
it was
wanted to do that on
predestined
purpose?
not to call a safety. But I asked him about why we didn't take the eligible receiver downfield call. They said they waved it off. They changed
Yeah.
their mind. And then, God bless Coach Elmore, he sent the film in to the
Yeah.
and then they said, yeah, we messed up.
Yeah.
Sure
they did.
Which does a lot of good now.
I know.
Well, you know, I tell this to Holly all the time. I jinxed it because we were up by 4 and doing the victory formation, and I talked about bringing the Top Cat trophy back to Fort Payne, and then the voodoo went down.
No, I don't think that's too late for voodoo. That was just stupid. Well,
I don't know. You know, our
I don't
players
Loss
said
of
something.
control.
Stop the clock. We
Loss
got a
of
punt.
self-control.
I didn't think. I need to ask him what Blake actually said because it did not look.
He told me.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did it deserve a flag?
Well, not with 25 seconds left in the
Yeah.
game.
Okay.
But he said, Coach, the official said, Coach, your player said blankety blank blank, and then Coach Elmore said, so I guess he just said it for nothing. That other player wasn't doing anything. He said, no, I'm not saying that. But,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
that
should have
was
had
for a
offset
penalty.
penalties, but
Well,
I guess they didn't hear or see the other player.
That
They had their
situ-
quote of offsetting penalties, I guess.
I mean, the guiding principle is, I mean, you just about interjected yourself into the outcome of a game that was settled.
Yeah.
There was no reason. And as an official, that's your first guiding principle is don't unnecessarily impact the game. Now, if Blake had gone and just hit the kid or done something physical, but just saying something is in that situation. Now, if it's at the middle of the second quarter,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
But it was over.
But the game's over, and it's done.
And he was taking up for his player. Blake was taking up for his
Yeah, and this
Jay.
kid was the first to shove
Yeah.
Jaden, so
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. Anyway,
well,
but yeah, it was interesting.
They start worrying about gunners now.
That's
don't
true.
they?
Well, did a couple of interviews with Coach Elmore yesterday, and so they'll be on the broadcast tomorrow night, and we've got them on FPTV as well. And
Cat Chat this today, 5 o'clock. I
5
got
o'clock?
a few, yeah.
okay,
5 o'clock.
so he'll answer a lot of those questions. The I formation question. Did you hear the answer to that, Steve? He's got an answer to that.
He
I
told-
really want to get him in here for a segment.
Yeah.
When
He said he did that for me. He said we got a 150-pound fullback out there.
his word. I didn't know that it is. I'm learning every day. There's about 2 or 3 things that I didn't know the day before that I'm playing catch up with. Well, that was Saturday. I get a text from Coach Elmore. Hey, when is the game going to be on the FPTV app? And I thought that when we stream it, it automatically uploaded. Well, it doesn't. You have to go in and manually do it, and so it wasn't on there. And his comment was, I want to see what Steve has to say about the end of the game. That's what he told me. So you're very endearing to the head football coach.
Well, there you go. So Justin Manning was correct in telling me that the Central Clay County game wasn't on FPTV. He
It's
couldn't
not
see the
uploaded.
replay.
Now it's on the YouTube. You know what? I can do that. I need to do that too. I'm learning so many things that I've got to get done. It's crazy.
I told them they're all archived. It may just take a little while.
Yeah, I have not archived that one on FPTV. I need to do that as well.
But that's a good first half of football.
Chris, what else you got? Anything else on the game? What you thought? How the broadcast went? How you're feeling about the season?
All right, so getting back to the Thrive Outdoors segment of the day. I think I'm wondering about Gunnersville. You know, I'm being surprised. You know, their first two games, they played ranked teams. They played Central Clay County really well.
Yeah.
They played Scottsboro really well. And I think even in those games, we weren't clicking at 100%. So I feel good about Gunnersville. I don't know what Gunnersville's got for us.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what that's going to look like, but I feel good about the team more than I did at the start of the season.
They got a good quarterback, good receiver, pretty good running back, and they run basically the offense we ran last year.
Yeah, they're going to be talented. They're going to be strong.
They're number 7 in 5A, and Fort Payne is number 13 in 6A.
Are we really?
Yes, we are.
I did not know
How
that.
about those FP Wildcats?
There we go. Yeah, the Coach Elmore was talking yesterday that this is, the Commander-in-Chief trophy is between Army, Navy, and Air Force in college football. And he said it didn't go very well to call this the Wildcat Trophy between us, Scottsboro, and Gunnersville, because we're all the Wildcats, and if we can win tonight, we can win the Wildcat Trophy.
Oh, okay.
Well, what does Shelby County have to say
What's
about
above
that?
Top Cat?
Yeah,
that's right.
County might be mad about that.
Ultimate.
Tip-top cap.
Ultimate
Tip-top
cat.
Okay. All right. Well, Chris, thank you. Thanks, Lee, and everybody at Thrive Outdoors. Just great sponsors, long time sponsors of Lunch with Bryan and Steve. We appreciate you, brother, and I guess we will see you in Gunnersville tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a crotch-free Caterpillar day.
Have to work it back in.
There you go. Full circle. Thanks, Chris.
Hey, you gonna need it, Winslow's? You gonna need it, Winslow's, for the game?
Of course.
All right.
Okay.
See you, Chris. That's Chris Durr with Thrive Outdoor. We want to thank them for sponsoring Lunch with Bryan and Steve. That's this segment sponsored by Thrive Outdoors. You'll notice over here on our TV there. And we're going to go. Whoa, there we go.
Sorry.
Holly, we're coming back. We're going to have Mike Grant in studio next. So we will see you in the next segment. You're listening or watching Lunch with Bryan and Steve. We'll be right back.
DeKalb Fix-It Appliance Warehouse is a mouthful, so Terry and Bobby have decided to drop the Fix-It and focus on giving you the best prices on new appliances. Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, Amana, LG, Samsung, GE, and more. Up to 75% off retail priced on new scratched and dent appliances. And as your Electrolux and Frigidaire dealer, DeKalb Appliance Warehouse is passing on more savings to you with even more new in-box selections. Need a refrigerator? Come in today and shop our overstocked warehouse. You will not get a better deal anywhere. We guarantee to match or beat any price. In-house service available to all as well. DeKalb Appliance Warehouse is open weekdays 9 to 5, Wednesdays and Saturdays 9 to noon. Located on Airport Road in Fort Payne.
This is Judge Andrew Hairston, and you're listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve on WZOB.
Stop treating your home like a storage bin. Make room for living with Wilson Storage. No matter the need or budget, Wilson Storage has the solution for you. They have gated standard units and climate control units. They have security cameras, alarms on every door, and 24-hour access. You can even rent or pay your bill online. Just go to wilsonstorage.com or call 256-845-1530. Wilson Storage is family owned and been serving our community since 1988. Wilson Storage in Fort Payne.
We're back, Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Bryan Northcutt, Steve Chambers, Holly Allen in studio. Live today, episode 26. We're so excited to have in the studio is Mike Grant, candidate for the runoff election on September 23rd for Fort Payne City Council, that last spot. Mike was born and raised on Lookout Mountain, went to Fisher School, Fort Payne High School class of 1983. Went to Snead State Community College in Jacksonville State with a degree in criminal justice. Spent nearly 40 years in law enforcement at Fort Payne Police Department. He was assistant chief of police and chief detective. He's married to Gina Kelly Grant. They have 3 children and 5 grandchildren. His parents, Selden and Betty Grant, spent most of their life in Fort Payne as well. He's now an associate broker at RE/MAX, which I want to talk about the interesting going from police to realty. I bet that's a fun little dynamic there. He owns MGM Farms and raises cattle and hay. So welcome to Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Mike Grant, you're going to have to talk right up there in the mic. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. Appreciate y'all having us on.
Yeah.
You make, that itinerary there, it makes me feel old. I mean, you got
Been doing this a while.
You got awful
Imagine
long.
how I feel.
Yeah. And, you're talking about the difference of police and realty. Sometimes you're helping folks both ways, and it's strange. Computer systems are similar.
Is that right?
You got to be fingerprinted, background check for both. I mean, a lot of similarities. And you get to
Sometimes
talk.
you're walking customers into the house, and sometimes you're walking
Walking them
perpetrators
out of the
house.
And then, sometimes you have to be the counselor and the marriage counselor and the therapist and all on both jobs. So, I mean,
Wow.
it works
Oh,
out.
wow.
It works out.
There's been a lot of, I've seen a lot of like theft and burglary with realtors. Like you'll see a lot of, I want to go look at this house, I want to go check this out, and they'll end up robbing the realtor. Some of them end up dead
What?
from showing a house.
Yeah, it happens. There's one that's been on the news recently, like maybe in Texas, realtor that got kidnapped, and they're assuming he's deceased. I hadn't followed that up on
That's
it. But
crazy.
normally it's the women. This was a guy, the last one, but I think they assume we make more money than we do, and maybe we're carried it with us. I don't know, but it's a dangerous job to a point. And I mean, and especially like in our office, we have some policies in place about how the women go.
Yeah, yeah.
And if they've met the people or not.
How did you transition from law enforcement to real estate?
Well, I retired at 46. I'm 60 now. And it was kind of the state retirement they were messing with a little bit. And so what kind of happened is I retired on a Wednesday as assistant chief or chief detective, what was called at the time, over investigation. Came back the next Monday as plain detective. So I draw full retirement, and you work up to a cap. And the caps came up a little bit through the years.
Yeah.
And me and my wife, later in life, me and my wife got married. We've been married 8 years, going on 9, I guess.
Okay.
We were looking for property out on Lookout Mountain, and I grew up on Dean Road, which is a mile from where I live now. A friend of mine's a realtor here in town, and she a year or so older than me in school, so of course I called her. And she was showing us property, and out of that, she kind of suggested that I guess I caught the process, and that a lot of people are scared of the math. Like he says, it's just numbers. You just got to use your phone. I cheat. But anyway, she suggested that I go to work realty, and I went to work for her for a couple years, and she changed shortly, and then I went to RE/MAX after that. So it's kind of just fell into it.
Okay.
I never thought to be.
Wow. I forgot to set the segment up with a segment sponsor, First Fidelity Bank, banking in Fort Payne, Rainsville, and Ider, locations there. Thanks Steve Eberhardt and everybody at First Fidelity Bank for sponsoring Lunch with Bryan and Steve. They keep all of Steve's money, and he's keeping them floating.
Yeah, I know. That's a full-time job for them.
They've got one staff member dedicated to just Steve Chambers'
Yeah,
accounts.
that teacher retirement, man, we usually got a lot to look forward to.
So, anyway, forgot about that. Sorry, Holly.
Nope,
Lunch,
that's fine.
Lunch with Bryan and Steve, sponsored by First Fidelity Bank. We're thankful for them and their sponsorship of this show. So, tell us. We talked a little bit about after the election results, and we were kind of all shocked. What was your feeling and your sense when the numbers came out? Because I don't think anybody knew. I think we were suspecting. Well, we pretty well
One
knew
or two.
Todd, and we thought maybe Bo. And then we thought, I thought, well, then after that, it's going to be those next 6 for the runoff. And then they come out and say, well, it's 4 that are in, and now there's only 2 in the runoff. What was that feeling like? What went through your head? And as the night was progressing, what were you doing with numbers? And
We were, I mentioned to you that night, we were kind of cheating a little bit. We had poll watchers or whatever that had went out, And as soon as they put the strip on the door, they're snapping the picture. And we weren't the only ones. There were several.
Oh,
And
that's
so-
how Hank knew.
And so we're sitting there with, I didn't take a spreadsheet, and, if it ever happens again, we need to take a spreadsheet. But, so we were working through it, and we could tell, I mean, it's a tough crowd, the whole bunch running, most were real tough, guys, and a couple of women. And so anyway, we watched it come in, and we kind of had the first couple, picked, and I'm sitting there looking, and I'm going thinking, well, I'm 5, 6, 7, so I'm thinking we got to 10, so hey, we're good.
Yeah.
And I know before, I've watched people, because I used to have to help work the elections up there and stuff, and somebody might come in at, say, 4th or 5th on the first run, go to the runoff, and they might bounce all the way down to 9th. So, I mean, just because you're in first don't mean you're going to be in last.
Yeah.
So anyway, we were watching it, and then we knew it should be about 4 places once we realized the 4, which would have been Scotty, myself, Clint, and I'm not sure the next, but anyway, it would have been.
I think was it Jeff? No,
I'm not sure.
I can't remember.
Anyway, I was thinking like 4 or 6, like you, and then they come up and walk back up in the crowd, and actually, I think we were talking in the back, and he said, "No, it's going to be you and Scotty," and I'm like, "What happened to the rest of them?" And then there's something called undervotes.
Yeah, what is that?
I'm still not 100% clear, but some candidates would say, "Hey, don't vote for anybody but me."
Oh, yeah.
And if you say only vote for me, in my sense, the person's not getting to use their entire voting right because you're asking them to vote only for you.
Yeah. So the thinking is so nobody else gets votes.
Yeah, you get your man in first and then try to pull somebody else in on the runoff. But by doing that, I think the average for the ballots was about 3. So that means some people voted for 1, some people voted for 5.
Yeah.
And then anyway, the undervote process, Andy Parker and them doing the tally in the other room, and they know this well better than I will ever know. But anyway, that changes the algorithm, so to speak, and so you don't divide by 11,000 and some odd votes, and 1,300 votes is the cutoff for 51%.
Yeah.
It's by the percentage of how many is voted or undervoted, is my understanding. Like I say, Andy would be the man to explain that.
So
he's a lot
those, if
smarter
you
than I
voted
am.
for just one person, then those other 4 somehow got pulled out of the numbers, which made the percentages higher.
So it made it scoot up. So I guess the 4th person came on in that way, and and fortunately, the 4 are done, and me and Scotty are left. So kind of awkward because I'd rather run against the whole room. Is just even me and you. It's got nothing to do with the person.
Yeah.
But it's just I'm concerned about turnout. And I think he is also. Me and him are friends. I think he has the same thought of turnout.
Yeah.
So, on September 23rd, we need everybody to turn out to vote.
Yeah.
Vote your conscience. Vote for, I'm going to ask for your vote. We'll get that out of the way. My granddad said, you got to ask a man for his vote. But, if you don't like me for some reason, come vote for Scotty. I mean, I'll be fair about it.
Well,
Yeah.
40 years in law enforcement, I'm sure you didn't make any enemies.
Well, I did, but it's been really weird. People that I hadn't been in uniform since like 99 or 2000. So I, worked investigation and administration from there. And somebody I wrote a ticket to in the 80s, this lady still hates me. I mean, and I would never call her name. I like her, but she still gives me grief about that.
You just write it right there.
Yeah, I'll tell you later. But I like her. She's a good lady. But she.
Well, she knows who she is.
Oh yeah, and she'll probably call and get me for saying this. So that's why I'm not going to say. But I've sent people to prison for years. Had a guy come out recently and he had on a Mike Grant for council shirt.
Wow.
Really? Did you?
No, I had it.
Oh,
he come up and
I was like, that is.
He is reformed.
bear with me. He said, "Hey, I need one of those shirts." And I was kidding him. I said, "Dude," I said, "you're kidding me, And he said, "And before you say it, I know I can't vote." He said, "Look," he said, "I went to prison for selling dope." I mean, he just said it. Mm-hmm. And he's worked for me since then after he got out. Great guy.
Yeah.
He's never been back in jail. Done a good, and he don't hold it against me. And I got him a shirt. He's been out politicking for me. I'm not going to call his name either. But it's weird that somebody who was trivial over a ticket is tore up, but somebody else is not. But
yeah, that's human nature, I guess.
I've got a quick story.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
I was standing in front of Bruce's Foodland during the campaign. a friend of my sister's walked up, hey, how you doing? Young lady walks up, and I'm like, oh, I stuck my hand out. I said, I'm Mike Grant. And she said, I know who you are. And I thought, ooh, this is going to go south in a hurry. And she said, and she started talking. She told me her name, of course, and she said, no. She said, about 25 years ago, you saved my life. And I'm like, I said, I got nothing. I'm sorry. And long story short, we went to her house, search warrant, me and other people. Went in, the boyfriend, not her, was who we were after, and he got sent to prison. And she said, you told me in no uncertain terms if y'all came back, what would happen? She said, I got in church, met my husband, been married ever since, got 3 children. And she said, I give you all the credit in the world. She said, I'm going to vote for you.
Wow.
And it's humbling because it was any other Tuesday to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just what we did. And, but I say that to say this, it's what happens today, even with an election or whatever, seems trivial sometimes to us, but you may influence somebody's life, you may change their life some way.
Yeah.
The decisions that the council makes from here forward, businesses coming in or out, I mean, all that could affect stuff, so I mean, you got to think you're not just doing for you. What you do does affect people. And for 25 years, I had no clue.
Wow. Yeah.
And of course, she's been a good supporter.
Good. Segment sponsor, First Fidelity Bank. Want to make sure and plug them again. All your banking needs, locations in Rainsville, Ider, and Fort Payne. Thank you for sponsoring Lunch with Bryan and Steve. To that point, we've heard this, I can't remember how many times, and lots of guys have and girls have gotten emotional about this election season and just getting out and meeting people, how stories like that make it worth it to run, even if you don't win.
Known. I hadn't known that in 25 years, so I would have never known.
Yeah. So have you had any other experiences? I'm sure you've probably got story after story.
I've seen people that I haven't seen in years, maybe older people, and I've met a lot of people. We've had that kidding about voting or not. We've had 3 that my wife got kind of jumped on a doorstep one day. Not physically, but said the one was kind of short with her, and she starts describing where it's at, and I'm like, okay. And without going into it, the guy had done something that he ended up in prison like 3 years before, and I'd done it. So she holds that against me, not him. And so, I see that it's family to her.
Yeah.
And so that was that one, and then we a couple just. For whatever reason, but, I know I got 3 dissenters at least, and I'm good with that. But, my problem is while we're out campaigning and you try to talk to as many people as you can, and you always feel like you're short, and some people get offended. They're like, well, nobody's asked me for my vote. So that's why anytime I'm on something like this, I ask.
Yeah.
And my granddad was big about that. If you don't ask for my vote, you're not getting it. But overall, most people have been real receptive, and, we had one lady say, well, I'm voting for such and such candidate. She thought she could only vote for one. And, my wife explained, you can vote for up to 5 and somebody for mayor. And they're like, oh, okay. In that case, she's no.
Are you familiar with how they do it in Center?
No.
They have 7 councilmen, and you can vote for that one person 7 times.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, Hank said that.
Hank was trying to explain
so
that
you
to
you
me.
get 7 votes, and you can put them all on one person.
Yeah,
that would eliminate that undervote thing.
Yeah, we could do away with that undervote stuff if we had that.
I just don't see how they can keep up with that.
That would be weird. Okay, we got to take a break. We're going to come back more with Mike Grant right after this. You're listening or watching Lunch with Bryan and Steve. We'll be right back.
My Supply is my hometown hardware store. At My Supply, I never have to wander aimlessly around the store looking for what I need. I know that when I walk through the door, I'm going to be greeted by a person and helped right away. So whether you're looking for plumbing, electrical, hand or power tools, welding supplies, standard or metric fasteners, or anything else to help with your home projects and repairs, shop My Supply on Godfrey Avenue in Northeast Fort Payne. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. My Supply, your hometown hardware store.
This is Amanda Varnador, Dax Liddy Lila's mom, Coach V's wife, senior guidance counselor at FPHS. You're listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Go Cats!
Do you need to declutter? Wish you could free up some valuable space at work or home? Helium Mini Storage has climate control units available, and all their units are gated for maximum protection. You can also store your stuff at home with their Four Seasons or Max Steel storage buildings for sale. Just come by Helium Mini Storage on Galt Avenue in North Fort Payne. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. And while you're there, be sure to check out play sets for the kids. Store your stuff with Helium Mini Storage.
All right, we are back. Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Brian Northcutt, Steve Chambers, Holly Allen in studio today, episode 26. WZOB 1250 AM, 100.9 FM. You can also catch us on Facebook, our live stream there. And we are archived on YouTube, so we're thankful for you guys supporting the show. The segment sponsor this segment is Southern Properties. Glenn Horton and all the realtors down at Southern Properties Agency. They do all of our real estate needs, and they're great folks down there. And so thankful for them for sponsoring Lunch with Bryan and Steve. We appreciate them as a segment sponsor. 845-6000 is their number. You can call them. They're right down in downtown Fort Payne. Southern Properties, Lunch with Bryan and Steve sponsors for, about a month now? A little over a month or so?
Yeah.
It's been nice. So thank you guys for sponsoring Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Here in studio with Mike Grant. So Mike had given us his bio, and he said, oh, by the way, I also worked at a bowling alley, which most people who are from here know where that was.
Oh, yeah.
Over there right by the North Y. It's an empty building now.
Why don't you put one in?
Well, that's kind of what, we keep hearing everybody wants, we need something for the kids. I went to work, I started bowling the league at 6. Because my dad was a big bowler guy.
Yeah.
All that
was
stuff.
He good?
Oh, he was very good.
Yeah,
very good.
Were you any good?
I was decent,
Yeah.
But at 13, I started working at the bowling alley in the summers, and it was a pin chaser, they called it. You would go down if a ball got hung, you basically took like a broom handle and tapped it the way it went. It wasn't rocket science. And later,
it'd be hard to find people to do that.
Yeah,
these days.
you couldn't. And plus, I'm not even sure at 13 I was supposed to be working, but I was. But
you paid under the table.
Yeah, well, it was always cash. It was always cash. But from 13 to 19, I worked at the bowling alley here in town. It was here on the north end. Back then, we had, and in 19, went to work for the police department. And quick kind of funny story, I've never filled out the application. Night shift guys filled it out for us because we were drag racing and stuff like that, and they got tired of chasing us, so one filled out an application for me. My mom, who I was already moved out, she calls crying on Monday, hey, the police chief's looking for you. And I'm like, she says, you've got to be at his office at 3 p.m. Monday. And I'm like, well, I'm not going, I hadn't done anything.
Was that Chief Parker then?
Yeah, Chief Bob Parker back then. And so I go in and they tell me that, look, you're going to work, I said, I'm not old enough. And they said, well, you can start dispatching and then we'll move you to the academy. So that's how I started my career with the city. I never filled the application out. They got tired of messing with me. So, but anyway, back to the bowling alley. I grew up there, working there, playing there, whatever. It was privately owned. Mm-hmm. There was a skating ring right down the street here, privately owned. Mm-hmm. Movie theater, privately owned. And I've had a lot of people come up. We need stuff for the kids to do. We don't have a bowling alley. We don't have a skating ring. If I'm fortunate enough to get on the council in this place, one thing that I'm going to try to look hard into is the city should not be in direct competition with private enterprise. That's kind of a no-no.
Yeah.
But if you could assist say you want to build a bowling alley and he wants to build a skating ring and Holly wants to build a movie theater.
He's movie theater.
Okay, we'll swap them around. But
I built the bowling alley.
If that's possible, if the city could find grants or a 772 type thing like we've done, some way to help 3 businessmen instead of maybe 1, and without getting into an issue where we spend a bunch of money. But
well, why wouldn't you want to do that?
Well, hey, I'm not scared. We'll clear that right out of the way. I'm all, I'll just say it. I'm all for Food City being here. I have no problem. I have a little problem with spending $3.2 million out the front door.
Yeah.
But that's done. We're going to have to move past it. Would that have been better between 3 businesses? Bowling alley, skating ring, movie theater, whatever. And so I want to look into being able to help move businesses forward on that. And like I say, as a kid, we had all this, and it was just it was just here.
Yeah.
But, my son's 40 now, but when he was a teenager, or my stepdaughter's 23, they would go to Albertville, Guest, and whatever, to movie theaters.
We went to Chattanooga.
We didn't have anything. There's nothing here.
Yeah.
And then you wonder why they get in trouble or get speeding tickets or whatever else because they're trying to fly to get home when they're late.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But I think it's important that the city work towards moving that forward where you can, and I'll tell you one that we've been hit up by is daycare. I was told by a government agency here in town that handles that if you built a new daycare today, you'd have a waiting list by Friday.
Yeah.
And from what I know, that nearly makes sense. But I also know there again, that's private enterprise. It's not the city.
Yeah.
But if we can find some way to assist in that and move it forward, then it's good for the citizens, good for the new business owner.
How do you see that from a city council standpoint? Because in my mind, just thinking through kind of conservative politics and conservative thinking, you want government need to be out of the way and create an environment that is friendly towards that, which is what you're saying. But what's the secret? Because we've had people, and you've seen the posts on Facebook. Somebody went to the movie theater in Albertville, and it was 90% empty, and saying, yeah, they got a nice movie theater, but they're barely paying the bills. Is there enough traffic that's going to fund that? How do you think through that as a city representative for the totality of the city and the health of the city and the vibrancy of the city, the economy, the things like that would encourage things to come in?
On a movie theater, for instance, the problem is everybody can sit at home and watch on the big screen just almost anything we want to see. The one in Albertville I've been to, me and my wife, you can go in, buy your tickets online ahead of time, don't even have to stand in line.
Is that the Lucas Theater?
I think so. Yeah.
It's
Reclining seats.
near the Boaz line.
Like Holly just said, reclining seats. You can order
nice.
order
I've been
food.
there.
You can order food. They'll bring it right. So you can go in, go find your seat.
I'd fall
lounge
asleep
back.
when the flights went out.
And here you are all comfortable. They bring you food, you eat, you watch a movie. Of course, the problem of it is, in that industry, John Smith, for instance, owned Video Plaza for years. Mm-hmm. All right, had a good business.
Did he own that John Smith?
Yes, same one.
I didn't know he owned that.
Yes.
And used to get my movies there all the time.
Yeah, so, he had a good business when that was in force, or when he was there.
Yeah.
But as time changed, VHS just kind of went away, so it wasn't that he was not successful, because he was.
Yes.
But it's the business went away.
Yeah.
So that's the problem that I think you're hitting on is, are enough people interested to go support the movie theater?
Yeah, or what is out there that we're not even thinking of? Well, I'll tell you this. Lunch with this show was just a conception of, hey, there's nothing for people in Fort Payne to come and talk, or people to go and watch Fort Payne stuff.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't exist. So how could we create that? And I think that's where our following came from is, I'm sitting here with tens of thousands of dollars of equipment that's for a television broadcast, but television broadcasts are going away. Yeah. And podcasts and streaming, and I want to see on-demand
You want
videos.
it now.
You want it
I want it now.
When it drops, I want to watch it. And so it has changed. So that's interesting. Yeah.
It may be something that, of course, you'd have to have a big investor to do it, but somebody consolidate theater and bowling alley together, whatever. But from, like I say, from the government standpoint, I don't think the city should be in direct competition.
Sure.
Say with restaurants or whatever, or alcohol sales from between the city and the restaurant, I think that should be handled by private entity.
Yeah.
So this would be the same. So the city would hopefully be able, if we can find some way to assist getting them started.
Yeah.
And maybe tax abatement or whatever instead of just out front.
Yeah.
And then that way they have an incentive to make it, and if they don't, the city's not out the entire money.
What are your thoughts? I know you don't want to raise taxes, but like for funding for the city, and you probably won't know if we're in the red or black until you get into office. But your priorities.
You just gave me an out on that. I'll just let you know.
That's right. Well, before you raise taxes, would you just say less waste and pursue more grants before you had to?
You gave me that out, so I'm gonna have to take that slightly. Okay. And so until we all, whoever gets in there.
As far as you know.
Yeah, he's an investigator, so you got to.
You can't pin me up that easy.
That's right.
So once the new council, all five, and get in, and they can see what we're looking at, we need to watch the purse as tight as we can, obviously. I think we're showing a 2 million something surplus supposedly right now, but we have a sewer payment coming that's $2 million in mid-year. So that's not surplus. That's just earmarked money that we've scooted over. And I mean, I'm not bad mouthing. I'm just saying we have it, but we know we got to pay it. So that's not excess money to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you know your rent comes due, you got to keep your rent money, So, but we need to try to not talking about cutting any job, anything like that. But as far as our expenditures, we need to cut or hold tight and kind of build the coffers up a little bit.
Yeah.
And, as a group, the council should be involved and try to figure out what projects we can go forward on and move that forward without putting the city in the bind, but helping the citizens as much as you can at the same time.
Yeah.
And say, I didn't dodge it too bad.
Oh, you did pretty well. You got a little lawyer in you
Yeah.
there.
I've had to work on the other side from a lot of them.
But the sports complex, of course, they've refurbished this one. It looks good. But for whenever the time comes where they have more money to finish the Carden property,
I'm for it. My thing, my stepdaughter, she's 23 now, but in 14 to 16, 17, when she went to school at Crossville, she played like softball, volleyball, everything except soccer. She hated soccer for some reason. And she played everything, but like travel softball is expensive.
Oh, yeah.
If we could, follow through with the plan that was in place, get the Carden property developed, get the fields in where we can sponsor tournaments, that draws the money. It was at first supposed to have an RV park, and not for long-term or anything. It's for people coming. These people traveling for travel ball have some nice RVs. They're going to pay to bring their kids and be here. And just that, there was a study done. It was $200-something thousand a year only on that. And for whatever reason, that was cut before. I would suggest it needs to go back. We need to get those fields in place, start hosting tournaments. Right now we're barely big enough to have small tournaments. The rec department does a great job, but if they don't have the fields to schedule, you don't have them. So
yeah, every tournament my boys play in, it's multiple places because there's not enough fields.
Yeah. So if we could get it consolidated like the plan kind of was here to start with, I think that would be awesome for the city, be some jobs. Rec department, like I say, does an awesome job, but they got to have somewhere to do it.
Yeah.
So you still pursue the plan. You wouldn't turn around and change that property to something else,
Like what?
like subdivisions or something like that.
No, I mean, I don't think a city property that we currently own should ever become a subdivision. That, and I'm a realtor, so
Right.
You're making me sit in front of Southern Property, which I'm friends with, Glenn and everybody down there.
There's about 100 of them, I think.
Love
Well,
you
hey,
guys.
we got another segment that can be sponsored, so y'all.
That's right.
We're gonna have to talk about that. Remax gonna have to get on there. I mean, in all good sport, we all get along. And but to me, if you sold it for single family homes, you're gonna make money one time.
Yeah.
That's it. And then we've got a lot of money invested. So you wouldn't make the money back we've spent. The city has spent to get it.
Yeah.
And that makes no sense to me. So I mean,
Yeah.
to me, put the RV park in, put the fields back in. Even when they're not having tournaments, people traveling, the tourism through this area is high, and we make a lot of money off tourism. It'd be another place here in town that would be easy in, easy out. The one on Airport Road is privately owned. Go drive through this afternoon, that's probably going to have about 2 spaces empty if that stays full.
Yeah, you can't find them.
So the city could be in that business, I guess, to a point. But,
Because the market's not anywhere close to
no,
saturated.
because they can't service the market.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. We need to take a break. It's top of the hour. You're listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve. We've got Mike Grant, candidate for the runoff at City Council. And we'll be right back right after this with more of him.
So long. Cheers. Adios. Bye, Felicia. Don't let the door hit you.
More and more people are saying goodbye to pests with Safe Solutions Plus LLC. And it's no wonder with their top-notch customer service, quality products, and lower prices. And now with their new website, it's never been easier to manage your pest control service with Safe Solutions Plus. Just visit sspestandtermite.com to view your billing details, make payments online, and review past services. Family owned and operated, Safe Solutions Plus is located at 934 Main Street West in Rainsville. Call 256-638-7378. Safe Solutions Plus, protecting homes and businesses one solution at a time.
Okay then, bye.
This is Paul Crawford from The Locals, and you're listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve on WZOB.
Rawson Pools is eliminating every reason why you can't have your very own. No cash on hand? There's financing available at Rawson Pools. Ground too rocky? Rawson Pools is installing hybrid above-ground pools with 14-gauge steel panels, making it more durable and cost-effective than your average above-grounder. Check out their Facebook page to see what 30 years of pool installation experience can give you. Call 256-638-5904 to take the plunge. And always visit Rawson Pool and Supply Store in Rainsville for all your high and accessory needs. Rawson Pools, the pool professionals. Stop treating your home like a storage.
This is WZOB Fort Payne, 100.9 FM and 1250 AM.
All right, we're back. Lunch with Bryan and Steve, second hour. And the segment sponsor for this segment is DeKalb MD. DeKalb MD is direct primary care with a network of clinics located in Alabama, Georgia, and Tennessee that operates on a monthly membership, not insurance. They provide quality, individualized care with concierge benefits at $85 a month. With an $85 a month membership, you receive same or next day scheduling with no wait time, longer visits with your provider, even after hours access, basic labs at no additional cost, a direct phone number to call or text your provider at any time, and over 1,000 medications mailed directly to you. DeKalb MD works with you instead of your insurance. DeKalb MD, primary care with you in mind. Visit DeKalbMD.com today to schedule your appointment. DeKalb MD is segment sponsor of Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Glad to have them on board, and glad to have in studio with us Mike Grant, candidate for City Council. So I got the numbers again. I just wanted to kind of go back over this. So we got in the runoff. Let me see, because I had you down as we were going through the night. Like you guys were, I was paying attention to that 9-10 slot.
Yeah, because that's where we thought it was all going.
That's exactly right.
And so, and Clint was there, and Jeff was there, and then after the 10, it kind of fell off pretty good. So I just wanted to see. So Todd got a total of 14, is that right? 1,420 votes. You got that, Steve? And then Bo was 1,360, which I made fun of Bo for not beating Todd on that. And then so you and Scotty, what was your vote total? 846.
Yeah, Scotty was slightly ahead of me on it.
Scott was 937. So
Correct.
You guys there. And so that's if you add those together, that's 1,700 votes. What were the total votes for? Total ballots cast was 2623. All right. 2,600 people.
3 8 is 24 and 2 more. So.
Yep. So what do you think is going to happen? How do you see the next 6 weeks playing out? And
6 weeks.
Isn't it right?
I thought it was 4 weeks.
Is it 4?
September the 26th?
23rd.
Oh, is it just 4 weeks? I've been saying
I
6.
think we did say 6.
I know I've been saying 6.
That's why
Look,
you have
I
to
think
take
me and
it.
Scotty both hope it's 4 weeks.
Yeah,
It is 4 weeks.
let's shorten that.
Well, I've messed every other number up. Why not that one?
Yeah.
So
My fear mainly, and I think probably his also, is this was a 15-person council race and a 2-people mayor race, and you get 2,600 people out of 8,000 something registered voters in Fort Payne, and then 15,000 population. So we need people to get out and vote, period, for no matter what. But what concerns me, and he kind of made a joke the other night when we left. He said, "How big's your family?"
I know. Yeah.
It
could come down to that.
His family may be bigger than mine, but maybe I know a few more people. I don't know. And I mean, in all good sport, but what concerns me is if you can only get 2,600 people out to vote on this important of an election with this many people, how many can we get for 2 people?
So that's like between 25 and 30% voting.
Yeah.
That's about average, isn't it, for most elections?
It is average for
Sadly.
Yeah, I know. That's not a compliment, but
right.
I've always heard if you don't vote, you can't complain. I can't use the other word that I normally put there, but if you don't vote, you can't complain.
But they do anyway.
They do anyway. But it's the concern is getting people to show, to come up,
Yeah,
show up that
yeah.
day. And
That'll
like I
be-
say, if you don't like me, come vote for Scotty. I mean,
What do you think? What do you think the over and under is on how many will show up for this one? How many will actually vote? What do you think?
Well, let's put the over and under on 1,000.
1,000?
Yeah.
God, I think I'd have to go under that. For 26, going from 2,600, I don't know. That's
I'm
a
going
good
to say
question.
600.
Well,
Yeah.
You hope you've got enough, maybe older people that normally vote. I've always voted, whatever, but it's
Yeah.
like,
Do you
some
feel a
people
pressure to kind of go, okay, hey, I need you to go out
Oh,
on
yeah.
that day? And do you change your strategy? I mean, now that, is it a completely different strategy? How are you thinking about that?
It's not really different. Like I say, some of the candidates were going this vote for me, vote only the deal. So I think that messes with the numbers on the first rotation.
Yeah.
On this one, obviously, it's me and him, so it's not going to be, it's one way or the other. You try to get out and talk to as many people as you can. Wherever you work, you think, well, I missed so and so, or I didn't see them. And the people you do get to see, they'll say, "Oh, I'm voting for you," and I'm like, then you're thinking, "Dang it, why am I here?"
Yeah.
But it's like you don't know. You've got to ask.
Yeah.
And like I say, it's on this one. You've got to press that they've got to come out and vote, and not wait till later and say, "Oh, I meant to vote for you." You know.
There were in the primary. I guess, is that called a primary?
Yeah, it was
Is that-
primary.
Yeah.
Is that what you call that? It feels different. Anyway, there were some ways that you could distinguish yourself from another candidate. And when it's just two of you, how do you start to create any kind of separation other than, I feel more qualified because of whatever?
That's basically my thought. I mean, there's no need to get
Personal.
it shouldn't be personal or dirty.
Yeah.
It's not. It's,
But you can have differing opinions
you can have a
on
difference of
certain things.
opinion.
Do you
but-
know of anything y'all have differing opinions on that you're aware of?
I'm for Alabama, but I don't know who he's for. But
Always comes down to that,
That's
Steve.
it.
Well,
hey, I just got points.
there you go.
I got points from my wife. She's the biggest Alabama. She will stand and cuss the TV with nobody in the house but me and her and the dog on
y'all are
Alabama
good
Auburn
people.
Day.
Y'all are good people.
So that's all I know. And kiddingly, I don't know who Scotty's for. I mean, but we're not adverse. I mean,
Yeah.
we're acquaintances before this started, and I assume we're going to be after one
Yeah.
way or the other.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's you just try to sell yourself and your ideas, and we've had several forums and all that stuff, and we've all talked about what we want to do and all that. So all that's kind of been beat to death, and it's I think the main thing we need to get in there, hopefully me, and get in there and press forward with basically an all new council.
Yeah.
And John has some experience that he can share to us as far as to keep us from doing something too far out of whack. And and I'm fine with that. And
Yeah.
and the other guys, they all seem like good guys. They've got their own reasons for whatever, but it all seems like mostly unified process.
Yep.
But we're not. I got one type pizza and you got another one. It don't mean we're all
Yeah,
going
thanks
to agree.
for the pizza, by the way. That was
Yeah,
really
no
good.
problem.
Yeah. Okay, wait.
It was a selfish thing. I made sure I got mine too.
Well, that's good, or we'd have had too much.
That's right.
You got one? Steve?
It's like you say, it's hard to ask you any questions we hadn't visited before. But should councilmen be on city boards?
They should not. I mean, and like, I know Scotty's on the housing board, and it's an unpaid board. I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Yeah.
But if we're on, we're paid to be the councilman, and in my opinion, you shouldn't be paid to do something else. The other thing, when there's plenty of people, yourself, either one of you, Holly, maybe you want to be on the board. And most of these boards, it's not
Holly
not
said
the
no.
person that knows the most about the board. It's a good citizen that's got some good sense, and like any job, when you go in, you can learn it as you go to a point. So if you wanted to be on whatever board, you don't have to be an expert in that to start with. You just have to be,
You have to learn.
upstanding citizen, and people agree on you, whatever. But I don't think a sitting councilman should be serving in double dipping.
Okay.
I don't believe in it.
We do want to thank DeKalb MD as a sponsor of this segment. DeKalb MD, Healthcare Simplified. Go to their website, decabmd.com, for more information. So just to kind of get selfish here for us, what do you think of our forum?
I'm No, hey, me and my wife talked about
What do you
this
think
last
about
night.
us?
Yeah. We talked
How do you
about
feel
this
about
last night.
subsidizing lunch with Bryan? I'm sorry.
Oh, now wait a minute. You've already made me sit in front of the competing realtor sign the whole time. But
After you brought pizza.
Oh yeah, after I brought food. Yeah. But y'all's forum to me, I actually like better, and to be 100% up front. And he didn't pay me for this answer. Up front, I was thinking, I don't know if I want to go up there or not because we're going to get hijacked. Because there's a whole lot of trash on Facebook, back and forth. Fortunately, I pretty much have stayed out of it, and I hope I stay there. And then I told my wife, I said, it's kind of one of those things, if you don't go, you're going to get talked about. And if you do go.
That happened.
Yeah, and it did happen. And if you do go, then you may get talked about, but you got a right to defend yourself.
That's
So,
right.
so that's the way I saw it. But to me, y'all's forum was more straightforward, more better questions that people seemed to, I think y'all had them set in or something.
We took them from the public.
So the public sent them in. You had kind of questions as opposed to just,
we've added some of them.
Yeah, we had to take a couple out.
That could be dangerous.
Yeah.
I bragged on you not hijacking somebody, so don't start today. But in all seriousness,
we didn't.
In all seriousness, I think y'all's was the best. Not the other two were fine. But some people made all three that because we'd stand there. The lights are not; these aren't as bad. But some days you can't even see. But I was counting heads and tell you there's like Opera House is like 140 people because you can see heads, you can't tell who they are.
Yeah.
Past the front row. Y'all's was close to that, but a lot of people can't get off certain times, and but a lot of people are watching online, and you or watch it later, a day or two later. But I really enjoyed it, and I think it was informative. We drew names for the way we sit at y'all's. I got stuck at the end. At first, I'm sitting there going, "Well, dang, this is some stuff." Yeah. But on the other hand, I get to listen to answers coming this way.
That's right.
And even if they change the question, I'm kind of like, well, I can reflect back to what he said.
Yeah.
And so, being last isn't always good. So that's like this. I'm in fifth or sixth place. Scotty was in five slightly, but like I say, that's.
Yeah,
when it rolls, that means nothing. We're
really
both
does.
in it. Neither one of us got 51%. So sometimes the last place of the five is good because you kind of watch people how they got there.
Yeah.
And so just like the questions there, it wasn't bad being on the end.
Is the Chamber of Commerce still planning to have one more forum?
Not that I've heard of.
I thought that they did.
They had planned that, but I don't know if when
They
they
may
planned
change
it.
it.
because-
They may change it because it's only two
They
of
thinking
us.
it may 8 or 10.
Yeah. We all were thinking it was going to be
That's
at
still
least
weird.
from
It's still-
from 4 to 10 is what I thought the lowest was 4, and
I did too.
then we were keeping our little tally sheets. I know Scotty and them had a kind of a watch gathering, and they had a board they were keeping, and somebody come and say, here, look here, and then we're all comparing sheets. And the only thing I would say, should y'all host the next one, we need to get a Excel teacher from upstairs here.
Yes.
Put up a screen on the board and have them
Automatic.
Well, it'll
call
be
it
easier
off
with
and
just
type
two
it in.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we could get Scotty and just have a forum at a buffet somewhere.
Hey, as long as we could eat. Yeah. I mean, I'm more worried about eating. Like
That's
I say,
true. If they're going to invite us, they need to feed us when we're down there.
Who's that?
Whoever. We need some food. I had to. Forum or election results? What are we talking about? Which one?
If we had a forum,
we didn't get eat at either one of them.
Forum at a buffet.
You didn't have to be at the election results until 6:30.
Yeah,
what
but
time do you eat dinner?
I didn't have a chance to
but
go
we
get
were there
anything
for
to eat.
2 hours, so.
Yeah.
But, the sad part about mine and his race, it's going to be a blip. And so, okay, so-and-so won. Congratulations.
I wonder, I know.
I mean, we're not going to get any fanfare, whatever, and that's okay.
I know.
But,
We won't be at the city auditorium for
no.
this?
I wonder.
It could be about 5 of us sitting there, I guess.
You can just come up
family and
here if
yours.
you want to.
We'll just let everybody show up to vote and find out the results at the same time.
Yeah, that could be good.
All right, we got to take a break. We got one more segment with Mike Grant. Right after this, we'll be back with more Lunch with Bryan and Steve.
Get your Christmas shopping done early this year at Tracy's. More than a flower shop, Tracy's carries cute and thoughtful gift ideas for the whole family. Come in Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5, Saturdays 9 to noon, or check out Tracy's new website at Tracy's LLC and call to make your order. Delivery is available. Follow their Facebook page to stay current as new items will be arriving throughout the season. Tracy's Florist is located on Galt Avenue in North Fort Payne. Tracy's, your local flower shop for every occasion.
Hi, everybody. This is Greg Fowler. I work with the group Alabama at the Alabama Band Fan Club and Museum, and you are having lunch with Bryan and Steve on WZOB. All right. That was painless.
Stop treating your home like a storage bin. Make room for living with Wilson Storage. No matter the need or budget, Wilson Storage has the solution for you. They have gated standard units and climate control units. They have security cameras, alarms on every door, and 24-hour access. You can even rent or pay your bill online. Just go to wilsonstorage.com or call 256-845-1530. Wilson Storage is family owned and been serving our community since 1988. Wilson Storage in Fort Payne.
Oh my gosh, are we on? All right, lunch with Bryan and Steve, Brian Northcutt, Steve Chambers, and Holly Allen down in the dungeon of Fort Payne TV with Mike Grant, candidate for the runoff for the city council race. He and Scotty Vaughn will run together 4 weeks from the election day, not 6, like I've said for the last month.
Me too. I should have looked at the calendar and counted.
That'll be September the 23rd. Is that right?
Correct.
I think it is. Okay, so segment sponsor. This segment is Fort Payne Footworks and Outdoors. No matter the season, there are always great deals. Quality shoes and name brand outdoor apparel located at 226 Galt Avenue North in downtown Fort Payne. Open Monday through Friday 9 to 5, Saturdays 9 to 3, and Sundays 12 to 5. Fort Payne Footworks, great folks down there, great prices, great inventory, lots of good stuff. The Little River Hat Company, Little River Clothing Company, all of those things down there. Go visit Jack and Jill down at Fort Payne Footworks. And Jack, it's hard to get through that segment sponsor without a little bit of a giggle.
I have not heard from Jack.
I haven't either.
Has he lost his will to live?
I saw him. Yeah, I know it.
Interesting to him.
Not a lot of posts. He's been posting a lot about hats, but not anything else.
Seth Shankles went to school with.
Yeah.
He had a post. He said, somebody needs to check on Jack. He's like, I guess he's gotten quiet.
Yeah, he's good. He's good, I think. So anyway, thank you guys for sponsoring Lunch with Bryan and Steve. We appreciate that. And so, Mike Grant, what else you want to talk about? Got anything else?
I don't know.
I'll give you a trivia question.
He's got a
trivia question. Let's do that.
Since you're all right. You know where the spot is now in Fort Payne?
The spot downtown, the coffee shop, sandwich shop.
Yes.
We eat there pretty regular.
As best I can tell, what was the original store in that location?
The original store that I'm aware of was Fort Payne Hardware.
That's correct. My Uncle Glenn Owen. Yeah. Uncle Glenn, he ran that thing.
Is that right?
From 1948 to, I'm not sure when.
Well, see, I wasn't born until 65, of course, but I remember as, 10-year-old kid or so when my dad would go in there or something. Yeah. And I mean, they had, had case knives. They still had guns.
Boiled peanuts.
It was like a true hardware store.
I went in there a few times. I think it closed. I'm not sure when it closed, but I've been in there. I was real small. I remember watching somebody posted. Is it Dixieland Delight or is it Tennessee River? They filmed a commercial.
All the old cars, and they were turning the car right there. And
what song was that Alabama did? And Mark Herndon.
Not Cheap Seats. I know.
No, it wasn't Cheap Seats. No, it could have been.
It could have been Cheap Seats because they had the
But he was
locals.
He was supposedly working there, and he hops the counter and runs out the door and hops in the car, and they go off. I don't think it was Cheap Seats.
I'm thinking it was one of the earlier Alabama.
I think it
songs.
was.
I mean, I can remember the video. And
Tim
a lot of
would
local
know.
people.
Call Greg Fowler.
Because Tim is in. I think Tim's in that video.
Greg Fowler will know.
Yeah. Tim Dobson. He showed it to me one day.
Speaking of, did you see that with Mark in Alabama here recently?
I did.
In Huntsville?
I didn't go to the concert, but I saw a clip of it. I'm glad that they're
That was
kind
really
of back together. And
that was
maybe
really
they'll go-
cool.
get something going.
Yeah, we were going to talk to Greg and find out what happened there and how that
I know.
all came about.
I didn't reach out. Did you
I
guys
didn't
reach
either,
out?
no.
Okay,
I'm a
Greg,
little
if
busy.
you're hearing us,
So-
what's that?
No way. No way
that
I'm
Greg?
answering that phone right now.
Oh.
I'm getting a phone call. And if you're listening, I'm not going to answer the call. I'll talk to you later. Yeah.
Oh, come on, let him on.
That is funny. So, yeah, that was really neat and again, nobody knows how all that played itself out, but it was really neat to watch. And I think everybody especially folks who grew up here and watched that whole process, I remember, of course, I was small at the time, but I remember them talking about being, was it Hee Haw or something like that, when they first were kind of starting to launch and everybody, the buzz around town, hey, Alabama's going to be on this.
Hee Haw.
I think it was
Yeah.
Hee Haw,
That's
something
cool.
like that.
That was a big deal when we were kids.
Yeah, the variety show, and you just watch that trajectory and go, man. And then so to see that kind of full circle and Mark to get back out there and play with them was
Were
really
they
neat.
ever on Sesame Street or anything like that? I mean, they were so big they could have been on Sesame
They
Street.
really were.
You got to be big to be on Sesame Street.
Yes.
Hey, okay.
What are you talking about? I don't know. I mean,
Hey,
okay.
You picked Sesame, out of all the things you picked Sesame Street.
Well, I just remember when my kids were young,
ESPN.
and we, would watch Sesame Street, and there would always be some, big star that would come in. I don't remember Sesame Street.
I remember Sesame Street from a kid, obviously.
Yeah.
My youngest granddaughter is only 2.
Mm-hmm.
I had to buy her the little skull headphones where she can watch Bluey on the big screen, but I don't have to hear Bluey on the big screen.
Actually, Bluey is a good show.
Yeah,
You
I can
should
sing all the
watch
songs,
it.
but y'all wouldn't want to hear
It
it.
is fun.
But we bought her some nice little earphones. She puts them on. She watches Bluey. Everything's good.
That's
so
it.
it's
Bluey
awesome.
is not just made for kids. Let me tell you, it is made for adults too.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
telling
Well,
you, it's kind of like SpongeBob.
okay, I have not done Bluey, so.
What it is?
Yeah. Hey, whoever the marketing person is for Bluey, I would love to have because
I
I'd
know.
be smoked in here with no problem. Because walk to Walmart, there's everything Bluey.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know.
Kids
I don't
love it.
understand. That's
Her.
why I had this conversation with my students this morning, and I told them, listen, we've got all this equipment. If you wanted to start a YouTube channel or a podcast, you would have to spend probably $20,000 in equipment. I said, well, the school's providing it for you right here. We can teach you how to do this. And because, let me tell you something, I'm doing a show every day or every Thursday, and it's one of the dumbest things we've ever done. I mean, it's just, we don't have any idea what we're doing. We can't get on the air half the time. We can't remember.
But
I
it's
can't
endearing.
remember from the commercial break to read a sponsor that's right there.
Yeah.
And I forget stuff all the time. I can't stay on topic. We don't have any idea what we're doing. So if we can do this,
Yeah.
y'all can do whatever you want to do.
So out there, if y'all want to insult us, we'll help you.
We'll consult you on how not to do a podcast.
When you insult us, we say, well, you're right.
You're right.
I wasn't sure
We
if
are
you
a
said
little bit
insult
disorganized.
or consult.
Yes.
I wasn't sure where
Not
she
a
was
lot of
going.
consultation on
Either
this.
one.
We can do both, either one.
So if you're elected,
Oh, here we go. Here's
Hard-hitting questions.
Yeah, here's the hijacking. Here we go.
no, we don't do that. Is there anything you have in mind you'd like to change? Like, for instance, meeting times, like later in the day, so more people.
My
can-
opinion on that, like I say, through my administrative time with the police department, the chief or assistant chief, one or both had to be there. And it was always at 6. I nearly know it was 6. And somebody said, no, it's at 5:30. And I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it was 6. But now this has been in the 80s. Yeah. My thing is, a lot of people work, if you work day shift, you work 9 to 5. You still can't get there by 5.
Yeah.
So at least to 5:30, or I would say 6. The department heads are put their own salary. It's not going to cost an extra dime for them to show up. If they spend 2 hours extra today, they can take off an hour tomorrow. They can work their own schedule out as long as they're doing their job and where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
For the heads. So the saying it's going to cost us more is not, because they're already paid.
Yeah.
And I think it would give people more of an option to be there.
Yeah.
like
and-
Coach Camp, he's still teaching.
Yeah. So he don't
it's
get
hard
off
for him to
3 or
leave
4
school
at least.
12, yeah.
So he can't make the 12:30 or whatever, obviously, without, I guess,
He can,
you don't necessarily get a lunch hour. You
Take
get
comp
kids.
time or whatever.
Yeah, he'd have to figure that out with the school.
So the evening meeting, I think, would be better. And I mean, at the very least, if somebody presented a case, maybe a hybrid, some early, some late, at least have some. But
Yeah,
then
we heard that talk.
But here's the only
That's
problem
Todd.
with that. If next Tuesday is the most important meeting, and I'm working that day, And instead of the one I can be at, that don't help me a bit.
Yeah.
But you're going to have the argument also if somebody says, well, I work second shift. I can't come to any of them now. So, I mean, you can't please everybody, but I think we get the bigger bulk of the mass happy with a later meeting.
Yeah. How do you think about, so it seems like a lot of times these elections, it gets real hot, which it did, and then afterwards unless there's something like a Food City topic or whatever may come up during the sessions, interest seems to just kind of fall off. How do you think about maybe keeping the public engaged or interested or more community input? I don't know. That's just kind of a off the top of my head question. But
that's kind of the community input is good. The way y'all did it, like for the forum, you had people send in questions, whatever, so you kind of know what's happening. And I'm not just saying that to be one side if I happen to be on the council, that you're always going to be prepared, because you're not. But as far as just to allow just open question and forum, you can get hijacked on something that, it wouldn't be fair to ask you about 4 years ago's taxes or something or whatever unless you've had time to prepare.
Yeah.
So if you know it's coming, then okay, fine, let's have the discussion. And you should have some interaction, and but you also have to have order. You can't just have a circus at every meeting either.
Yeah.
And so I think it would be good to have more interaction than we do, but admittedly it has to be controlled to a certain point.
Yeah.
It's like your class. You can't let the back row act up the whole time while you're teaching, because nobody's learning anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
the leash law. I forgot what your answer was on that. I imagine you're for one.
I'm for a leash
to
law.
A degree.
To a degree. I'll give you, for instance, I live out.
Well, yes, I know that. But somebody said there was a leash law.
Well, not really.
There's
Not
animal
really?
control.
We have animal control, and Brandon does an awesome job. And his job is not just controlling animals. He has to dispose of deceased ones and such. He does an awesome job. Mm-hmm. And he has for years. And that's a job that the four of us, we're not going to probably apply for. So I give him 100% credit. He does an awesome job.
But there's no law.
There's no per se leash law that's been, the way it's written, is enforceable. You have vicious dogs. If you're out walking around and the guy's, every night his dog runs out and bites you on the heels, well, that, vicious or whatever, you're going to file a police report. That we're going to send Brandon out to talk to him like that.
But
I live out in the country on a 4-house road. Our little dog, we've got a big fenced-in place, but sometimes we let him out. He goes directly a quarter of a mile to the neighbors, and then the dog next door comes back with him. Mm-hmm. They play, and they don't go anywhere and they don't bother anybody.
Yeah.
So some of it's case-by-case basis, but, if you've got one that's a biting-type dog or aggressive dog, and every day you're walking and it's an issue, then we need to get something on the books that we can address that with. Mm-hmm. But also, like if, say, ours and the neighbors are well behaved and they're not bothering anybody, you don't want to get just by crack. We're going to have a leash law and we're going to put you in jail if you don't. That's crazy.
Well, no, but
and so
a fine, or
Albertville, for instance, I was looking at some of their stuff. They have a leash law for their dog parks. Uh-huh. If you have a dog and I have one, they both have to be on the leash inside the park.
Well, that makes sense.
Because you've got all of them in close proximity.
Right.
But they don't have, I don't think per se, a solid leash law like
like
some
your
people.
Your dog has to be on a leash or
the whole
inside
time.
an enclosed area.
You can go through town here. I know places that the dog won't leave the yard, and there's no fence, no electric fence, anything. That's just where they stay. They're well trained. Yeah. So there's not a problem. But if you have one, if you're jogging by and it's going to run out and snap your heels, well, that's a problem we would need to deal with on case by case. But we need enough ordinance there to allow that to happen.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I got it. All right. Well, our time's up. Mike, thanks for coming in. Thanks for the pizza. Yeah. Thanks for the answers. And
the final answer is vote for Mike Grant on September 23rd, and make sure and show up. I need your vote, and I'm asking for it.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time today. Thanks for stopping by Lunch with Bryan and Steve, and good luck in 4 weeks.
Thank you,
all right, we're going to be back. We've got a couple more segments with just Steve and I and Holly, and we'll be right back with more Lunch with Bryan and Steve right after this.
DeKalb Fix-It Appliance Warehouse is a mouthful, so Terry and Bobby have decided to drop the Fix-It and focus on giving you the best prices on new appliances. Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, Amana, LG, Samsung, GE, and more. Up to 75% off retail price on new scratched and dent appliances. And as your Electrolux and Frigidaire dealer, DeKalb Appliance Warehouse is passing on more savings to you with even more new in-box selections. Need a refrigerator? Come in today and shop our overstocked warehouse. You will not get a better deal anywhere. We guarantee to match or beat any price. In-house service available to all as well. DeKalb Appliance Warehouse is open weekdays 9 to 5, Wednesdays and Saturdays 9 to noon. Located on Airport Road in Fort Payne.
Hi, this is Brian Jett, Superintendent for Fort Payne City Schools, and you're listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve.
Stop treating your home like a storage bin. Make room for living with Wilson Storage. No matter the need or budget, Wilson Storage has the solution for you. They have gated standard units and climate control units. They have security cameras, alarms on every door, and 24-hour access. You can even rent or pay your bill online. Just go to wilsonstorage.com or call 256-845-1530. Wilson Storage is family owned and been serving our community since 1988. Wilson Storage in Fort Payne.
All right, we're back. Lunch with Bryan and Steve. 2 more segments left. We just said goodbye to Mike Grant. Thank him for coming by the show, hanging out with us for an hour and talking all kind of stuff. Segment sponsor for this segment is Cattle Stampede on Monday. All day senior buffet, just $9.99, and that includes a drink. The specials on the lunch buffet every day of the week for $10.59. Tuesdays, pepper steak. Wednesday, spaghetti. Thursday, which is today, sirloin tips. Friday, wings, 4 flavors of wings. Salad and dessert bar included. Cattle Stampede, sponsors of Lunch with Bryan and Steve. You'll see their logo right up here. Thank them for sponsoring the show. We appreciate them. Thanks for Mike Grant. That was a good interview.
Mm-hmm. It was.
All right, you keep eating it because I want to do this segment now with. I mentioned it the other night at the election, so we're going to do it. So
what are we doing?
The video.
Oh, okay. So I need to go.
So I mentioned this, and
your students.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I was walking in the classroom, and we've been trying to just teach the kids some real world stuff. And
you want me to put them up?
No, you don't have to yet.
Okay.
Just keep this cattle because I don't want to leave their sponsorship.
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
So I'm
too much like Texas. Okay, go ahead.
And which they play Ohio State. That is going to be a fun game there. Anyway, walk by and I see a kid working on Premiere Pro, which is our programming for editing software. And on the screen, he's working on this graphic that says "Lunch with Santiago and Brandon."
I love it.
And I almost doubled over it. And so we were in class today, second block, which is the class right before here, the same class that's
helps us set up
in here.
Great job, guys.
And he said, Mr. Northcutt, you want to come see this? And so, that second block class is an introductory class, and so they're not supposed to have a ton of those editing skills. And they play me the video of it, like the whole cut up and everything, and it is just a classic. I mean, it had me just on the floor, and I'm like, guys, this is fantastic. I'm gonna play it on the show.
Okay.
So we're gonna play it here. This is. It's not the name of it's not Lunch with Bryan and Steve, but here are the guys, and they've given me permission.
What is their nickname?
I'm not going to say it.
You're not going to say it? Oh. It's so endearing. I love it.
It is, but I got to get permission to use that word because I'm not sure that we can.
Oh, okay.
So this
it's
is
not
them
a bad
set
word.
Up, and so this is that's Santiago. That's Santiago right there, and that's Brandon on the end with the microphone. So the other guys, this is the kid that was editing that had lunch with Santiago and Santiago and Brandon, and so these are the kids in that second block class. So let's play it, Holly, and hopefully my volume's okay. Oh, there it is right there, so if you want to read that.
Yeah, you get to see it. Oh, I need to, oh no.
Alright, FPTV, I'm Brandon Geronimo, and this is
Santiago Limon.
Alright, so I'm going to be asking him questions about how his life is in high school. So how's your life in high school?
My life in high school is like kind of mid. Don't really pull up to school no more. Only come here for like 3 classes a day and that's it.
You think high school or when you graduate, you think it's gonna be fun or worse?
I don't really know. I think just going to college and seeing all them baddies is gonna be pretty good, you know.
Are you gonna be living in campus or outside?
I think outside of campus because I'm not rich, bro.
You're not rich.
Yeah.
So apart from school, how's your life and social?
Social life is kind of bad. All I do after school is just work. Gotta make that money.
Where do you work at?
Heritage Wire.
Heritage Y?
Yeah.
How's that?
It's kind of fun. I have a lot of people there. I pants all my friends that work there.
How many friends do you work with?
Like 4.
4?
Yeah.
What are y'all gonna be doing after school?
Have they done
or
the graphic
after graduation? Y'all got any plans to do senior trips?
Yeah, well, I thought they would. Yeah.
We were trying to plan one now, but like none of us have started saving, so like it's basically impossible.
So do you do any activities?
Not really. Just work.
Just for work. What's your major?
I don't got a major yet, bro.
You don't?
Nah.
So what are you thinking of doing when you're 20 years old?
When I'm 20, probably just go to college.
College?
Yeah.
You got more than one camera.
This is FPTV, and we're out.
That's awesome.
Bean burrito.
I thought that we did. I thought that the very
was at the
beginning.
front.
Hold on, let me just
Can
try
you
to
go
get
back to
back.
it?
I don't know.
It was
Let me
there,
just
wasn't it?
See if I can go back.
Golly, that's so funny.
Yeah, we did because we saw the.
Where is it? Lunch or something?
Yeah.
There it is.
Okay. Love it. I need to hire him.
All right.
Okay. Anyway, it's so great.
Oh man! So put Kettle Stampede back up, but
Yeah.
didn't want to take their logo down too much. But that's funny.
I think that's great. I love it, Brian.
That
What
was-
a
yeah.
what a
An
different
inspiration.
kind
That's
of.
Inspiring the next generation.
Hey, it's tough to ask questions, right? I mean, it's hard.
Well, and so
especially when you're mid.
I love that. He said he pants his people. Is
Pants
that
people at work.
Does that mean what I think it means?
like he pulls?
I'm surprised he still has a job.
That's funny, my goodness.
Oh man,
So
what a fun job.
that has been, there's a couple other kids. That's one of the things that I've enjoyed about this, and I always said that that I loved teaching. I loved being with the students. I loved being in the community with the school system, the other teachers, the coaches, the administration, being involved in the community. The act of teaching, the actual act of teaching mathematics, was just not fun for me. It was not.
Yeah.
It was not enjoyable. It was just kind of a grind. And so to get to do this now, and I've seen there's another student, and maybe we'll have them before too long. We talked through a kind of a program that they want to run. We talked through how to think about it, how to set it up, and these guys, the Bean Burrito Production Company.
Sorry about that, Steve. You weren't in the picture for a while. Sorry. Go ahead. I was zoomed in on the television.
Nobody.
And our views went through the roof.
Where's everybody on here?
Who's he talking to over there?
Hey, will you have them all year or just
this semester?
Just this semester.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, hopefully that we'll have another. There's another, and to watch. So this girl came in and she just sat at her desk and she was extremely quiet, and it was really difficult to engage. And she was just very soft spoken. Well, today they take a camera and a microphone and they're going around interviewing people and asking questions and learning how that goes. And so it's just fun to watch her come out of her shell and go, okay, you know what? I might like this. And I told the students, listen, you may not like what we do down here. You may not like the production. You may not want to be on air. You may not want to run a camera. But at least you'll know. Try it, and if you don't like it, then you leave the class and go, all right, check that off the list. I don't like to do that. Yeah. But give it a shot. And so these guys, and I got to walk through our program sheet today and how I think about the show and how I think about engaging and in the conversation and guiding the program and what that feels like inside my head, what I write down on paper, how I think about it. I know for you guys, you're going, what are you talking about? You don't do anything.
Yeah. Did you do this morning?
So, and then to have them to go in and go, you know what, we want to try this. And you could see them grouped up together, and it was just fun to watch. So excited for the Bean Burrito Production Company. We'll see them live on our YouTube channel
And there
shortly.
it was. You couldn't help it. That's awesome.
And anyway, so I think that's it for that.
Okay. Well, I thought that was very entertaining.
That was great. I'm really proud of those
Bean
guys.
burrito to Cracker Barrel.
Ooh, yeah.
How about that?
Tried to get rid of the cracker and the barrel.
Uncle Herschel is back. Now,
So they completely backtracked, right?
Yeah, what
Well.
President Trump got involved.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Of course he did.
Oh yeah, but they were going to take away Uncle Herschel. I'm going to say
Herschel Walker.
Uncle Herschel's favorite breakfast. They were going to take that off the menu.
Oh, my
Wow.
gosh.
That's
They've
really.
done that a couple times. They did that with Duck Dynasty.
What is do you know it? What the favorite, is it grits
Oh, it's
and
like
eggs?
the
What is it?
grits, eggs.
Oh yeah, it's hard to finish it up.
It's a lot of food.
And I think they can throw a pancake.
They
in
do,
there.
I'm sure they do.
Okay.
So they've completely
So,
backtracked. I
Trump
noticed,
got involved?
Yeah.
Yes, he said, "Oh, that's horrible."
Oh, he just gave his opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of
he's
course he
gonna-
did.
Of course.
I mean, he wouldn't be Trump if he didn't give his
He
opinion.
can't. He can't not.
Actually, you know, I was watching Robbie Starbuck. Y'all ever seen him? Anyway, he's a reporter, likes to expose the woke. And they've been pretty woke without us knowing. They've been supporting pretty woke stuff for at least 10 years.
Who has?
Cracker
Barrel.
Barrel.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of makes me want to go,
When you
"Nah."
go in there, it just doesn't seem woke.
Yeah, I went
No, but they support is what I'm
Sunday,
saying.
and they had changed the menu top was the new logo.
In Fort Payne?
Mm-hmm, but it's just the sign's the same.
Well, they're going
It's
to have
going
to change
back.
the menu now because
Why would
So they
you
gotta
work
spend-
if you're woke? Why would you go to Cracker Barrel? Like it?
No, it's they. Wait a minute. I think they want to attract that population, right? I mean, that's what you do. You're marketing to a particular people. You are alienating your base, basically, just like Bud Light did.
They lost $16 million
Yeah,
the first week.
and they were marketing to 1% of the population.
Yeah.
I mean, that just seems. You know what it is? It's an ideological thing. It
Yeah.
might be spiritual too.
Mike Grant texted me 40-hour week was the video that we were thinking about for
40
Alabama.
40-hour week.
40-hour week for a living.
Yep.
That's a good one. Yeah.
So that was what it was from. So
Yeah. Good song.
yep, it was a good song. Boy, they were
They
knocking
had
them out.
lots of good songs still.
They were knocking them out for a long, long time. So anything else this segment before we go to the next one?
We
got
got anything
you wanna hit
else
real
about
quick?
Cracker Barrel?
Well, we said we talked 1 minute about Travis Kelce and.
We don't have any of the
Taylor
memes
Swift.
of Cracker Barrel? You didn't put any
No, I
memes.
didn't. No, it's been a busy week.
Okay. Well, the memes were great. Go ahead. Who are we talking
Travis
about?
Kelce and Taylor Swift got engaged.
Who cares?
Babylon Bee had an article that said that the official rules that the Travis Kelce Taylor Swift engagement was reversed because he didn't have a knee on the ground.
Okay, so I don't know Travis Kelce. He is a football player, apparently. Yes.
He is for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah,
Kansas City
very
Chiefs.
popular, well known, all pro.
About a 7-time
And he.
All-Pro, yeah.
What about the knee on the ground?
Well,
It was Babylon Bee.
Oh, okay. Because
They ruled that the engagement was reversed because his knee was not on the ground.
They had the Scottsboro officials presiding over this. And then somebody called a safety and they waved it off. They didn't know what was going
They didn't know what they were doing.
I'm gonna be okay by Friday night, I think.
You know, you
Okay.
get about as personally offended at some of these things as at Alabama stuff. Are you that close to Fort Payne in that regard?
Well, Fort Payne's endearing to me.
Like this show?
Yeah, like this show. Yeah.
Okay, guys.
You get to know the kids and you just,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. You take it
you
personal.
can't help but love them.
Yeah, that's true. All right, we got to take a break. We've got one more segment left. We'll be right back with more Lunch with Bryan and Steve right after this.
My Supply is my hometown hardware store. At My Supply, I never have to wander aimlessly around the store looking for what I need. I know that when I walk through the door, I'm going to be greeted by a person and helped right away. So whether you're looking for plumbing, electrical, hand or power tools, welding supplies, standard or metric fasteners, or anything else to help with your home projects and repairs, shop My Supply on Godfrey Avenue in Northeast Fort Payne. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. My Supply, your hometown hardware store.
This is Chris Sturra, the voice of the Fort Payne Wildcats. You're listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve. I'd love to join them, but some of us have real jobs to get to.
Do you need to declutter? Wish you could free up some valuable space at work or home? Helium Mini Storage has climate control units available, and all their units are gated for maximum protection. You can also store your stuff at home with their Four Seasons or Max Steel storage buildings for sale. Just come by Helium Mini Storage on Galt Avenue in North Fort Payne. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. And while you're there, be sure to check out play sets for the kids. Store your stuff with Helium Mini Storage.
All right, we're back. Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Bryan Northcutt, Steve Chambers, episode 26. Segment sponsor of this segment is Northcutt Real Estate, NRE. Long and short-term rentals, your lodging solutions for a day or a decade. All your lodging needs, Northcutt Real Estate. If you hit that little QR code right there, it'll take you to our website, and you can find all your lodging solutions there. Claire doing a great job with that business. Excited for the growth that we've experienced, and so join us if you've got, especially a lot of corporate lodging solutions. People coming into town, staying here for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. We've even got one that's been here for 2 years. It's been still considered short term, which is really funny.
That is funny.
Do you have one night stand specials there or something? Oh, I misread that. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
I misread. I apologize.
Just-
I misread that.
Oh my gosh, Steve. All right, so Lunch with Bryan and Steve.
No, did he?
Northcutt Real Estate segment sponsors. Glad that they're on board with Lunch with Bryan and Steve. So we got the Bean Burrito Production Company's version of Lunch with Santiago and Brandon. What about Foster's Gym?
Oh, I
Going
think,
down.
Yeah,
Trunk ramp.
I think it's great. I mean, for the trunk ramp.
Yeah.
Trunk
ramp.
yeah,
Ramp.
what is it called?
The runaway.
The runaway.
Runaway ramp.
Runaway ramp. So they can stop hitting
Stop hitting
Joe's.
Joe's truck stop.
Yeah.
So, and I saw that Forest Avenue School is being, that the second and third grade building, the kindergarten building is going down.
There's a huge dirt
What
pile
now?
there now.
Which one?
The second, no, it wasn't third grade. It was first and second.
At
Maybe
Forest
kindergarten.
Avenue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right there beside City Hall.
Well,
the one on
yeah,
the corner
yeah,
that's,
yeah.
that's abandoned and condemned and all kind of stuff in it.
They're tearing it down.
It's going down right
I
now.
don't know where all that dirt came from.
That's what I don't know.
That
My
big dirt
mom,
pile
my
in
mom's
front of it.
classroom was there. In fact, I was in that building with those little TVs on the screen.
Was that where the office was?
Mm-mm.
Then the stairs. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no,
Where
not there. That's City Hall. That
Well-
was close to where we were. the
Well,
other
yeah.
night.
Okay.
It's the two-story.
That's what I mean. The two-story building.
You can't
When
miss it. It's the old one.
Well,
it's the
when
one ain't nobody been in years.
What I'm talking about was when it was Forest Avenue. If my memory serves, which might not, but I thought that the office and then you went up or you went down the
Yep.
stairs. Is that it?
Nope.
No, that's
That's
not
where
it.
we were the other night.
Oh.
Well, we were in the auditorium, but you walk down
Oh.
the breezeway of that auditorium, and
And it's
that's
so-
where you were.
It's the
Okay, so that's not
it's
it.
the most northern building
On the corner.
On the
Old
corner.
condemned building.
facing the street.
Okay.
Yep,
Not
it's
the
down.
avenue, but the street.
They've already knocked it down.
No, it's
They're in the process right now.
They got this huge dirt pile there up underneath to the second floor. I
What-
don't know where it's come from, but
What are they going to do? I mean, it just needed to be condemned.
Yeah, there was
basically.
nothing they could do with it. So
Martha taught in there too.
did she? I saw. I watched the attempted assassination of Ronald Reagan in that building when I was in, what would that have been, 81? So
Oh,
I was 8 years
wow.
old, third grade. Walked over to Mom's classroom after school, and they were live news coverage of it on that. I remember watching it on that screen.
What year was that? 80?
81.
81,
Isn't that
I
right?
think that's right.
Wow.
So I walked over there and saw the whole thing, and they kept showing the footage over and over again.
Interesting. I was just thinking about assassination attempts and the parties. So Abraham Lincoln, of course, assassinated, and he's a Republican. John F. Kennedy was a Democrat, though. Yeah. I was just thinking, okay, Ronald Reagan, he was a Republican. Yeah. Trump's a Republican. Anyway.
He threw a shoe at Bush, but that's not really an assassination attempt.
I remember that.
But
totally remember that.
I think we talked about that too. What if he taken out a gun and they were so slow to react?
I know.
When he threw his shoe?
Him. Yeah. They could have had him. So anyway, that building went down, and I remember Miss Archer, second grade teacher, Miss Harris. Trying to think who else was in that room, in that building, but that was interesting. A lot of memories in there.
End of an era. I kind of felt like that with Foster's and the rec center. I know my brother played basketball there.
Is that closed, Foster's?
Oh, yeah.
It is.
Isn't it? Well, I mean, it would have to.
I'm waiting on the bell. There we go.
Okay.
It is. They're in the process. I think I want to say they're still operating right now, but they're looking at moving and finding a place. The last I heard.
Hopefully here in Fort Payne.
Oh yeah. Okay. They still want to be here, and they want to be operating and want to be doing stuff, but got to have a place to do it.
Yeah.
So,
a gym kind of place.
Yep. That was a good place.
A runaway truck ramp, you probably need to go find somewhere else. I hope they do.
Yeah, they're not going to be the building won't be the runaway truck ramp. There will be an actual ramp there, which that'll be interesting to how that whole process plays itself out. So interesting.
How that's gonna
they'll have to close that street just above it, of course, won't they?
Yeah, that will be interesting. It would seem that okay.
I don't know.
I guess they can't do it on
They've
the
done
side
it before,
of the
so
mountain.
I'm sure they're pretty smart about how
to
do it.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure they've thought it through.
Yeah.
So, Steve, let's give us some DK8 and DK9 updates.
All right.
Here we go.
That's what you want.
Holly evidently doesn't listen to the show very much.
She does.
And she sits right there.
What does that even mean? She thinks it's the Cobb County
The world
Sheriff's
cannot
Office
see
or
the
something.
expressions on my face, Brian. You'll have to tell everybody.
Well, for people that are worried about rainfall and living and sustenance, ALDK8, that's us, 5.59 inches of rain in August,
which is
I'm
almost
glad
over.
you asked, is over the average of 3.97. So
Okay.
we've had a wet August.
So that's is that about 2 inches over? Is that what I heard? 2 inches more than normal?
At 1.62.
Okay.
Yeah. And ALDK9, which is running away with me here, they're 8.52 inches.
Wow.
That's closer to downtown Fort Payne.
But that became famous because it was closer to Fort Payne and was covering all these floods that were happening.
Yeah,
but that's the only reason you use DK8 or DK9.
Yeah, I knew from looking at radar, which, as you know, old people sit around and look at radar sometimes. I knew they had to have a whole lot more rainfall.
But really, you're doing DK9 because you want to make fun of the fact that they don't report every single time.
Well, now that you mention it, there's other dots here that they didn't report today.
Is that today?
Yeah, if they don't,
Gosh, can we turn them in?
I am. So they don't want to put those zeros in. They just, they don't go out there unless it rains. So that's not how you're supposed to do it. So there you go.
And then, by the way, that was Steve's rant for the day, too. Covered them both.
Along with Miss Rankin.
Oh, yeah, you need to finish up the rant.
Well, if there was a rant, she was just helpful, right?
Not Rankin. Rankin's the one who didn't vote.
No. I was talking about Oh, go ahead. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, she wasn't helpful.
Oh.
She didn't care if we didn't defend the country and ate fish heads and rice after Japan overtook us.
Oh, the actual the congresswoman who didn't vote
Jeanette
to
Rankin,
go to war.
She was born in 1880 and died in 1973. She missed another Alabama national championship in 73. Was the first woman ever elected to the U.S. Congress.
First woman ever?
Really?
To the U.S. Congress.
Wow, she went out with a bang then with that vote.
I bet she did. She served 2 non-consecutive terms. Now listen to this: 1917, 1919, just in time to vote against World War I, and 1941.
She voted against it too?
Yes.
Good night.
1941-43, as a Republican from Montana. Her legacy rests on her steadfast commitment to peace and her distinction as the only member of Congress to vote against U.S. entry into both world wars. Her quote was, I want to stand by my country, but I cannot vote for war. I vote no. I said, well, guess what? They've attacked us, so we ain't got a choice. Let's see. What else? A lifelong pacifist in Congress. A lifelong pacifist in Congress.
You better get that word right.
Yes.
Oh, my word.
As a woman, she said.
Suddenly the title of that video doesn't become news.
As a woman, I can't go to war, and I refuse to send anyone else. I say, you can no more win a war than you can win an earthquake.
All right, and Steve, go.
I say, well, guess what?
We did win that
rebuilt
war.
Japan, we rebuilt Germany, and everything's all for the better for it. And we didn't start it.
Yep. I just tell her. I'd rather you just say thank you.
Yeah. You can't handle the truth, Jeanette. And on January 15th, 1968, at age 87, God saw fit for her to live to age 87, led the Jeanette Rankin Brigade, the largest women-led protest against the Vietnam War. Wow. She said, if we had 10,000 women willing to go to prison if necessary, that would end the war very quickly.
Okay.
I don't follow the logic, but
I know.
You know how, like, if you're mad at your husband and he doesn't follow the logic, he probably just, oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes we don't make sense. It's true.
And in 1972, she considered running for Congress again on her anti-war platform. Her quote, never. If you're against war, you're against war, regardless of what happens.
Evidently
really?
So.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this. She's committed to pacifism.
She is committed. Was she Amish or?
Was she Amish?
Well, aren't they pacifists?
She was from Montana and said she was a
That's
Republican.
weird. A Montana Republican that's anti-war. That's all weird.
Now, Cheney's from Wyoming, isn't he?
Yeah.
I was about to say she's from the same state as Vice President Cheney, but that's not correct. She's Montana.
Well,
not that we're pro-war.
No, but you got to defend
sometimes
yourself.
and there's only peace on the other side. I mean, we don't want to.
All right, we got one more break. We're going to take a quick break, come back and wrap this show up.
There.
Sorry, I know this is a quick segment. So we'll be right back to wrap up Lunch with Bryan and Steve right after this.
So long. Cheers. Adios. Bye, Felicia. Don't let the door hit you.
More and more people are saying goodbye to pests with Safe Solutions Plus LLC. And it's no wonder with their top-notch customer service, quality products, and lower prices. And now with their new website, it's never been easier to manage your pest control service with Safe Solutions Plus. Just visit sspestandtermite.com to view your billing details, make payments online, and review past services. Family owned and operated, Safe Solutions Plus is located at 934 Main Street West in Rainsville. Call 256-638-7378. Safe Solutions Plus, protecting homes and businesses one solution at a time.
Okay then. Bye.
This is Mark Malone, the favorite statistician of Bryan, Steve, Chris, and Holly, and you're listening to Lunch with Bryan and Steve.
Ross & Pools is eliminating every reason why you can't have your very own. No cash on hand? There's financing available at Ross & Pools. Ground too rocky? Ross & Pools is installing hybrid above-ground pools with 14-gauge steel panels, making it more durable and cost-effective than your average above-grounder. Check out their Facebook page to see what 30 years of pool installation experience can give you. Call 256-638-5904 to take the plunge. And always visit Ross & Pool and Supply Store in Rainsville for all your pool supply and accessory needs. Ross & Pools, the pool professionals. Stop treating your home like a storage bin.
Show up, Steve. What else you got?
Today is bow tie day.
Talking to Mike.
Today is bow tie day.
Bow tie day,
Yeah.
and we did not commemorate it.
No, Cherry Turnovers Day. Power Rangers Day. Gonna skip that one.
That would have made my boys happy back when they were little.
Yeah, Red Wine Day.
Oh, that'll make my wife happy today.
Okay.
Red wine.
If I was married to you, I'd drink a lot too.
That's true. You got to. I need to drink some wine to slow down a little bit. Sorry, that shouldn't say that on there, should I?
Well, you're a Methodist,
That's
so
true.
I guess it's okay.
Every day's communion.
Oh, well, we're so thankful for the Lord Jesus Christ giving us the opportunity to do this. We give him the glory for that. And pray. Speaking of communion. And I hope to honor him with everything he's done. Thanks to the kids that helped set up. I'm really enjoying the job at the high school. We got Gunnersville next, tomorrow night. Gunnersville High School Stadium. We'll be over there tomorrow. WZOB, Fort Payne FPTV.
This is the only second time since 1999 we've played them.
I thought so.
So it's not not much of a rivalry.
No, it's not. Not
So
really.
We're going for win number 20.
Yep.
But they're a little bit ahead in the all-time.
Okay. Yep. Well, and program win number 601.
That's right.
Start the next century of wins.
I asked Coach Elmore why there wasn't a parade. He said, well, I don't know, but we do have T-shirts to sell.
That's
Yes,
right.
he does have
I'd like to
T-shirts
buy
coming
one
up.
of those.
I got the 500 sweatshirts off.
Did
I'm ready
you?
for the 600. yeah.
Wow.
Well,
What
the
year
truck
did you
still
buy
has
that?
500 on it.
Huh?
The truck still has 500. You're going to have to get that redone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, it
all
was
right.
More than 10 years ago, I guess, because we probably haven't averaged 10 wins a season that last
No,
10
I don't
years.
think so.
we've won more than, yeah, that's
That's
maybe
about all
probably
that. Anyway,
15.
congratulations, Fort Payne Wildcats. We'll see you guys tomorrow night at Wildcat State. Not Wildcat Stadium. It's at Gunnersville.
We'll have it to ourselves.
But that's
We're
true. If we
Wildcats.
did that, then we're all by ourselves. We might win the game, too. Steve, Holly, everybody at the studio, thank you guys for joining us for the episode 26 of Lunch with Bryan and Steve. Next week, Hank Cobble in studio. We're going to have him on the show. Excited about that. So we'll see him next week on Lunch with Bryan and Steve, episode 27. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks to all our sponsors, and we'll see you guys next week.